Over the past couple of days, the BJP and the TMC have engaged in a war of words over the rape legislation in the country. The political battle began with West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee penning a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 22nd of August 2024, demanding the centre to draft stricter legislation to deal with heinous crimes like rape and murder. The demand, of course, comes after the Mamata Banerjee government faced flack over its handling of the Arjikar rape and murder case and announced their intent to draft a legislation awarding capital punishment to rapists in the state. The Women and Child Development Minister Annapurna Devi, meanwhile, has replied to Mamata Banerjee's letter and reiterated the presence of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita as a means to remind the Chief Minister the presence of already existing stringent central legislation regarding heinous crimes, and further slammed the West Bengal CM for allegedly giving out inaccurate information in her first letter. The Union Cabinet Minister also slammed the West Bengal government for not establishing proper fast-tracked special courts that deal specifically with rape and POCSO cases. The centre also stated that the West Bengal government now demands more legislation but has done little itself in implementing the central government regulations in dealing with huge pendency of close to 48,600 cases in the state. The war of words is intensified as Mamata Banerjee slammed Prime Minister Modi for not responding to the letter and termed the response given by the Union and Child Development Minister as unsatisfactory and generic, and further added that the centre has not taken a closer look at the work that has been done by the TMC. This response was followed by another reply from Annapurna Devi, who once again reiterated her previous statement and added that the West Bengal government must comply with central legislations in order for a lasting impact on the criminal justice system. While the two parties engage in a war of words, throwing muck at one another, what is important for us to take into account is the fact that justice has still not been delivered. Amidst the shrugging of responsibility and accountability by political actors, amidst that lies the impending need to bring justice to the victim in the Arjikar rape and murder case and the various other cases that continue lie pending, awaiting justice. Where does this war of the letters now really take us? I have with me on the broadcast Rohi Ray, spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Pooja Tripathi of the Congress, Mohammad Asif Rahman of the TMC, and SK Datta, political analyst, with us on the broadcast. I want to begin with Mr. Tausifur Rahman of the TMC. Mr. Rahman, what exactly is the Chief Minister hoping to achieve through the multiple letters that she's now exchanging with the central government?
Well, you see, the central government is very much responsible, and I guess they are doing a good job by sending all the letters to the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, as the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal is taking all the necessary steps from the 11th of August till 30th of August till date. I don't think so there is any issue beside provoking and instigating by the central government, which is again the BJP, Bharatiya Janata Dal Party. And I see nothing was done which was inappropriate, because on the 10th of August, the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal clearly stated that I'm giving police 6 days ultimatum, and if within 6 days, if they fail to find out anything, so I can just transfer the case to the CBI. And in 16 hours, first they caught the main accused Sanjay Roy, and second, all the reports were submitted to the Supreme Court of India as well. So I don't think so you should do any protest or any statement which are political motivated. And regarding Annapurna Devi, she is showing her concern for the West Bengal, but I don't see such concerns for Badlapur. I don't see such concerns for Unnao, Hathras, same as the Honorable President of India. I mean, that's her right to send us the letter and tweet as well. But those same concern are not being able to see for other state as well, which is very sad according to us. I mean, do you want to malign just the party, or you really want the justice? I don't understand why the death penalty punishment is not being discussed inside the parliament.
Who's maligning the TMC though?
See,
if a heinous crime has taken place in West Bengal, is that, and people raise questions on what the state government was doing, what was the state police doing. Several questions have already been raised on the lapses by the state police. That's maligning TMC now. So one can't raise any questions about West Bengal without any whataboutery from the TMC.
Ma'am, the heinous crime, a brutal incident has taken place. We are not stepping back. We're not running away. We are here 10 times in national television replying the same thing from 10th of August. But still we are replying each and everything because we are liable. And it is a appropriate step that you people ask. But if you want to just portray and instigate people around the corner and give a wrong information about this whole incident from the post-mortem report or inquest which was happening in front of the family, in front of the judicial magistrate, and then talking various kind of stories that there was a fracture about the mg, about the ml, about certain aspect, this is not done, because end of the day we should stand under one roof and ask for justice, defending the principle. Are we defending the principle? There was a transfer which was rectified on the very same day. At 5 o'clock he was sent to leave. I mean, then you talk about
there were two transfers before that which were nullified. There were two transfers before that. I'm sorry. The only reason why this particular transfer was cancelled was because the courts intervened and because the nation was outraged.
No,
Please,
because
there's a history of the principal being given promotions every time he's transferred and he's brought back. There's a history against Mr. Sandeep Ghosh.
See, I'm not going to answer what happened in the past, because
why? It was your government.
If you want to talk about the past, then you know the Unnao, the Babri Masjid, and the Gujarat riot,
How
and the
is
Ram
the
Temple, everything will. No, it is not about connection.
No,
it is about.
No. Why are you bringing the Babri Masjid
into this? It is all about whataboutery. So you cannot do whataboutery. What happened in the past? Aims. Safdarganj.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tausif Rahman. It's related to the same case. Don't even try to say that it's not related to the same case. If the principal of the hospital where a heinous crime has taken place has a history of being shielded by the higher ups,
are we shielding him? No, can answer me something.
Who cancelled his previous two transfers?
Are we shielding Sandeep Ghosh? Are you saying?
You are not shielding him anymore.
No, not anymore. When did we shield it? Are you the Supreme Court? Are you giving this instruction sitting on a camera, sitting on a national television? Are you bigger than Supreme Court?
I'm asking you a question and you are... I asked you a question to explain what happened as far as Mr. Sandeep Ghosh's history is concerned. To my question, you're bringing in other topics and telling me that I am doing whataboutery, sir. So please don't even try. Mr. Tausif Rahman, we're trying to have a very serious conversation here. Please don't try to confuse the matter and do not at any point think that I will get confused by you.
Do I have such audacity and capacity to confuse the matter?
That's what the TMC does, sir. That's what the TMC does. It's what the TMC does.
No. If you give a fake narrative sitting on national television, we will not listen.
TMC spokespersons have a history of not answering with clarity.
Exactly. Even we consider the same from your channel, that you people are spreading fake narrative, which is very sad.
Okay, you believe whatever you want to believe them, right? It's a free world. It's a free world.
I cannot encounter with you. Thank you, ma'am. I cannot encounter
It's a free world. If you're not willing to answer a question, then there's no point. Rohire, you've heard what the TMC's had to say. No, you've not answered. You've not answered.
I had.
You've not answered. You've just raised allegations against me and my news channel for no reason. So please, I want to bring in Rohire of the BJP. Rohire, you've heard what the TMC's had to say. You've heard what the TMC's had to say about the BJP. Please respond.
I gave you all the points. I gave you about Annapurna Devi.
No, you didn't. I asked you a very specific question. Rohire of the BJP.
I can start, yeah. So basically, ma'am, you asked a very important question that who is maligning TMC? TMC itself is maligning itself. A few days ago in Bolpur, one TMC leader inserted a gun inside the private part of a woman and raped her. Yesterday, in Bunyadpur, Balurghat, a TMC leader raped a 5-year-old child by tying a chain around her neck, and the mother found the child later on completely bleeding. So TMC is itself maligning itself. Now, second thing, the counterpart on behalf of TMC raised a question regarding the post-mortem time. Who raised question regarding the post-mortem time? It's the Supreme Court who raised the question, and that is why Supreme Court on 5th September also called a very responsible police officer to know about the time difference between the unnatural death FIR and the post-mortem time, and why there is a huge time difference between the same. So we did not raise the question. It's the Supreme Court who raised the question on this behalf. So you know what? The TMC believes in a very good principle that if you cannot convince, then confuse. In Badlapur rape incidents which they are talking about, the police officers were shunted. Did the same happen for Vineet Goyal? No. Vineet Goyal has a history of doing all this sham investigation. When he was Inspector General of CID in the Kamduni rape case, it is because of him that the Kamduni rape accused are going around scot-free because he could not produce proper evidences. This is exactly what the High Court said, that the CID did not conduct a proper investigation. Still today, he is the police commissioner of Kolkata. Who took action against him? No one. Moreover, I also saw NewsX when he was showing a picture of a guy in red shirt. I want to mention this here that today Indian Medical Association, the branch of Bengal, whose secretary also happens to be TMC leader Shantanu Sen, raised a question regarding the identity of this particular person. The police, the DC South, DC Central yesterday held a press conference saying that this person is a forensic expert. But what we came to know from the Indian Medical Association is this person is nothing but a postgraduate trainee from the Department of SSKM. Who is trying to confuse? Why is the police lying blatantly? The police is holding press conference calling him a fingerprint expert.
Okay. I'm going to give Tausif Rahman a chance to respond to that.
I've been hearing my co-panelist, whatever he's saying, I do understand whatever he wants to convey. But the thing is that, again, all this half-cooked story, what the Supreme Court said, what the BJP is saying, what the ministers are saying, I don't understand. All the cases are put in front of the Supreme Court. Now, when you talk about the rape happened in West Bengal, again, there are 3 rape happened in West Bengal, which are done by the BJP, later caught by the Kolkata police and by the local administration and by the local public. And I can share you the video on NewsX. I mean, we cannot do whataboutery. Again, these questions are very old. I mean, I don't have problem to repeat and I don't have problem to answer as well. But the problem is when the CBI is taking charge of this case, why the CBI is not arresting Sandeep Ghosh? Because since day one, BJP was asking an arrest of Sandeep Ghosh. And we gave Sanjay Roy. Kolkata police arrested Sanjay Roy. Who gave Sanjay Roy to the CBI? We. Why Sanjay Roy is not under the CBI custody instead of his sitting in judicial custody? Why Sandeep Roy has been called daily at 9 a.m. and been leaving around 11? So he has become a guest of CBI. Why there is no proof yet now to CBI to submit in front of the court, which is the hearing on the 5th? I mean, these are the questions which are very sensitive, ma'am. This is not my thing that I will come and attack on a national television, and I have no personal grudges with you. But the problem is when the question arises, it's the same question which are loitering around here and there, and everything has been submitted to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has strictly mentioned that please do not utter a word until and unless you have no concrete business. Okay, so this is what, we don't have such audacity.
Okay, Rohire, respond to that.
Yeah. Relating to the audacity of TMC, every day they are questioning the High Court. But I will just raise one point regarding what the CBI is doing. The CBI is dealing with a very tough case, let me tell you here, because the case involves not only the destruction of evidence, because the body at this point of time has been burned and there are so many allegations moving around. And the fact that Sandeep Ghosh is really the favorite of the state, even after he being shunted on the orders of the High Court, the proof is that a seat was formed against Sandeep Ghosh for financial irregularities, mind you, for only financial irregularities. And then the High Court ordered CBI to conduct the investigation. But Sandeep Ghosh had no problem with the seat investigation. When the High Court ordered the CBI investigation, he immediately went for an appeal, which means that he has problem with CBI, but he has no problem with the state government. This clearly proves who is protecting the state, who is protecting Sandeep Ghosh. Now, I will raise a point here regarding the problem of Arjikar. Actually, the problem of Arjikar is not something new that the TMC is facing for the first time. This has been going on in the left era also. And these cases of unnatural deaths are not happening in Arjikar for the first time. Let me tell you a point here, and I hope that the CBI also listens and takes note of this. In the year 2001, there was a doctor named Soumitra Vishwas, and he actually brought out, 2001 means during the CPIM era, he brought out a pornographic racket that was going on. And in 2001, on 25th August, he died under mysterious circumstances. Later on, in 2003, in the main hospital building, Dr. Abhijit Dotto, who was a fighter against the drug racket going on in Arjikar, suddenly died, and at that point of time, the police said that he died because of drug overdose. Very confusing case. Later on in 2020, when the TMC government was in power, Dr. Poulomi Shah died under mysterious circumstances. Then in 2023, 2 doctors, Dr. Shubhrajit Das and Dr. Shayan Mondal, passed away. But the case of Shayan Mondal is very interesting. What happened to him was he went to a high altitude region. For any high altitude region, for any normal person, it is supposed to have respiratory issues. But what happened to him after that is, right after respiratory issues, he passed away due to massive cardiac arrest. Now, these things do not look normal. I hope that the CBI, when they are investigating, they do not only deal in the rape and the murder case, but a very significant racket that is running in Arjikar for time immemorial, definitely under the protection of the state governments for the consecutive eras. And I hope that the people of Bengal actually comes to know about the truth. I will also add one more point
Okay.
here, if I am allowed, that probably, if I'm not wrong, 1 week before the Arjikar incident came out, many doctors wrote a letter that in multiple hospitals around Kolkata, they are running in excess. So what they are doing is that they are taking money from the state government. The state government does not demand accountability. Some of them are taking their wife to Rajasthan tour on this money. They are building luxurious
Okay.
places for themselves. So this is
Okay,
a
all right.
big racket that is going
Let the
on.
investigative agencies then get into that. Now it's becoming a little bit of speculation as well. But I want to bring in Dr. Pooja Tripathi into the conversation. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, as far as these letter wars are concerned, where does the Congress stand then?
You know, Devika, what happened at Arjikar was brutal. It still numbs us. It still numbs every woman of the country. And TMC didn't rise up to the occasion. That's for period. And that if each of our leaders have pointed out, be it Rahul Gandhi, be it Priyanka Gandhi, be it Kharge ji. But we have to look at the bigger problem. We have to look at how system fails when when the parents of the Arjikar doctor are made to wait for 3 hours to file an FIR, and the parents of the 2, 3, and 4 year kid are made to wait at the thana 10 to 12 hours, and the woman is 2 months pregnant. I think this leads to this points to the systemic flaws that is there, that we are not protecting our minors, we are not protecting our children. I just saw on the TV that the Farrukhabad family, they were claiming on the TV कि भाई यहाँ है, बाप यहाँ है, मिट्टी देने नहीं दिया गया. That means they were not allowed to cremate their daughter, their 2 daughters that were found hanging after the Janmashtami festival. Coming to the letters, Devika, I'll be very sharp in my response. Coming to the letters, it's very fair that Annapurna Devi ji pointed out the lapse in POXO cases, the lapse in fast track special courts and everything. I'll only talk about the fast track special courts because we'll talk about the POXO cases here, and that's what mentioned in the letters too. Of the pending 2.48 lakh POXO cases have been, this is the part of the Justice Awaits report that by India Child Protection Fund, collating the data from NCRB, Ministry of Women and Child Development. This is all Sarkari data. So it says that minimum for you to minimum pending, remove the pending cases, you have to take a 165 cases a year. That's a minimum. And what the special track, fast track special courts are taking, they're taking minimum of 28 cases. And if we look at this backlog, it will take Arunachal Pradesh 30 years, Uttar Pradesh 27 years, West Bengal 25 years, and Delhi 26 years, and Bihar 26 years just to cover up those pending POXO cases. And the cases that have been going on in the POXO cases, that is 2,68,038 cases, only 8,000 have been convicted. There is no update, and these were meant to be fast track cases on the POXO. No update on the remaining cases. The remaining cases that have been is just close to less than 30%. So when Mamata Banerjee has explored on Arjikar cases, I'll not mince no words in it. But when she writes to Annapurna Devi, I think Annapurna Devi should rise to the occasion and should tell to the country, not just CM Mamata Banerjee, should tell to every woman of the country why is 80% funds of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is being spent only on promotional activities of Modi ji's policies. What is the status of the unused Nirbhaya fund? What is the status of the recommendation of Justice Verma Committee of the heinous punishment, strictest punishment for the heinous rape and case? What is the status of the Disha Act in Telangana, be it the Shakti Act in Maharashtra? Why are they still waiting the presidential assent? And when she pointed out that there should be special officers that should be just assigned from investigation to judiciary, I think that should not be turned down. That should be a very, very fair suggestion, because I just pointed out the pendency of the cases that 30 and 40 years, the women and the children of the country, those who cannot rise up to the occasion, those cannot defend themselves against the sexual act, they should be, we cannot wait 30 years for them to get justice. So there should be a special officer that should be assigned from investigation to judiciary, and a monitoring unit and a dashboard that should be made public, showing each and every member of the country what is the status of the POXO case that has been taken up by fast track special court. And I think that's the need of the hour, rather than going into the game war. The women of the country need answers, because from Badlapur, Kolhapur, Ratnagiri, Farrukhabad, Kolkata, everywhere, Udaygiri, everywhere, we are every day listening these cases, and it does not stop.
Okay.
The buck does not stop. The political accountability is nowhere. Even in POXO cases, which is a mandatory to write an FIR, the Thana Prabhari are making the families sit for 10 to 12 hours to just write an FIR. The bodies are being cremated at the whims and fancies of state government. This should not happen to the children of our country. This should not happen to the women of our country is what I.
Okay, all right. I want to bring in SK Datta into the conversation as well. SK Datta, you've heard what all the political parties have had to say, but is there a fear now that the matter has truly been politicized in West Bengal?
Well, a case which is so heinous that it was it was in breaking news in all international news channels, international newspapers, as well as international headlines. It is quite obvious that politics will make an entry to it. Politics makes an entry to it when the existing system collapses. It's only then the politics comes over. Let me come to the overall rape laws itself. After the terrible Nirbhaya gang rape in Delhi, the UPA government had amended the rape laws in our country. New sets of provisions were brought in, which were much stringent than the earlier ones. Then again in 2016, the Modi government further amended those laws and it was made further stringent. In heinous gang rape cases, there is the provision of giving death sentence, and death sentences have been given in heinous gang rape and rape cases. Together with that, there is also the provision of fast court mechanism. The only thing which needs to be done is like the duration of the fast court mechanism can be further amended. The duration can be can be narrowed down. Now let me come to the water. What is water battery all about? Mr. Sandeep Ghosh was handed over to the CBI because of the direction of the Kolkata High Court. It is not that out of love for CBI that the TMC had handed over Mr. Sandeep Ghosh. That's one. What is whataboutery or what is a narrative? When the Honorable Chief Justice of India takes into task the entourage of 22 lawyers led by Kapil Sibal in the Supreme Court during the hearing and asked in categorically as to why the parents were made to wait for 3 hours. Is that whataboutery? Then when the Honorable Chief Justice of India asked the Bengal government, the entourage of lawyers, and they could not answer it as to what was the hurry for this, for constructing, rooms and the pillars and the walls adjacent to the crime scene. Is that whataboutery? When the Honorable Chief Justice of India questioned the Bengal government as to why was the crime scene not sanitized, is that whataboutery? When the Chief Justice of India questions the Bengal government asking as to what was the hurry in transferring the the principal of Archikar Hospital and honoring him with a much better position in a much better hospital, is that whataboutery? When the Chief Justice of India asked the Bengal government as to, what prevented the police from filing an FIR there and then itself, instead of burning the body, is that whataboutery? When the Honorable Chief Justice of India asked the Bengal government as to why the body was not preserved, what was the hurry for going for cremation so fast? Is that whataboutery? When several, things, concrete evidences and, exchange of birthday cards comes out in which the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal wishes the principal, the sacked principal of Archikar Hospital, wishing him best of luck and all the best wishes for happy birthday. Is that whataboutery? It is rather a connection with the highest chair of Bengal, with the ex-principal. And when a video comes and the audio comes of Sanjay Ghosh, where he proclaims and where he actually, in a way, takes on the people who were agitating in the past, saying that I will ask the Chief Minister Didi to come and teach you all a lesson. Is that whataboutery? What is the TMC trying to say, and what is the TMC
Okay.
trying to hide? The
Okay.
question is like, one should ask as to whom the TMC is building
Okay, all
in
right.
this heinous
S.K.
crime.
Datta, I've heard you. I have the last couple of minutes left. I'm going to give that time to the TMC to respond.
Well, of course, Mr. Datta had a lot of questions, and I totally respect him because all these questions were did raise, and we submitted the copies as well. When he talked about the alteration, I mean, the Supreme Court did not say Arjikar crime scene was altered. It was a false claim by a editor of a propaganda outlet. Even you know that, but I don't want to take the names as well. But anyways, when he talked about the whole criteria, when the parents were complaining about why it was so much hurried, something like that. The case file of page number 2 and 4 was submitted by Kapil Sibal to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, and he did submit it and accepted that paper that yes, we will look into it. Every answer, every question to the answer was given, ma'am, and nothing was there. So we know we should wait for the 5th of September, because if any phatkar or anything will come from the Supreme Court, we cannot run away. This is the main agenda, that West Bengal administration is sitting tightly to hear each and every conversation which will come from the Supreme Court, and whatever the submission has gone, not only by the Kolkata police, the submit report or the submission which will go by the CBI report as well. The same way when they said that there was no gang rape, it was only done by one person. The same way they confirmed that it was not ML, it was MG. So all this speculation which is surrounding in us, I do understand. Even my co-panelist who was talking before, the lady who was talking before, and even Dattaji, I understand there is an anger. And we have no personal grudges that I will sit on a national television and I'll give rebuttals unnecessary. I do understand the sentiments. Even I have a sister at home, and we do understand that what is the security measures to be taken. But at the same time, we just want that there should be no misinformation or fake news should be spread. If TMC government or the state administration is at fault, we will definitely face the music. We cannot run away. The Supreme Court cannot be biased with BJP and favor Trinamool Congress. It cannot happen like that. It is a case not only for Bengal, but for the whole India map.
Okay.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.